In the last lecture, we have started with the concept of osmosis and osmotic pressure. And उस context में हमने starting में ऐसा कुछ किया. इस container के अंदर you have pure solvent, and above the surface of this pure solvent, you will have the vapor pressure of pure solvent, which is P naught. इस funnel के अंदर हमने initially solution डाला है. जब solution डाला है, initially level यहाँ तक रखा हमने. Right? Initial level of the solution is still here. But उस solution के ऊपर जो pressure होगा, that is pressure of the solution. If you are adding a non-volatile solute, the pressure of the solution will be decreased. So PS will be less than P naught. So यहाँ पे P naught लग रहे हैं, यहाँ पे PS लग रहे हैं. So in order to equate the pressures on all the points which are present on same horizontal level, what will happen? The solvent molecules will flow from the solvent side to the solution side, which results in the increase of this particular level. Whenever there is increase in level, suppose H height rise हुआ है, there will be pressure exerted on this point because of this raised liquid column, which is equal to rho GH. Now the pressure on the solution, if the PS, pressure on the solution plus rho GH, if it equals P naught, then there won't be any net flow of the solvent molecules from solvent side to solution side. In that case, we say equilibrium is attained and the pressure exerted because of the raised liquid column is called as osmotic pressure. The process of flow of solvent molecules from this side to this side is called as osmosis. And it happens through a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane allows only the solvent molecules to flow through it, but not the solute particles. Solute particles being larger in size, they won't be allowed to flow. Solvent molecules being smaller in size, they will be allowed to flow. Okay? Or else in general, हम ऐसा कुछ देख सकते हैं. If you are having a semi-permeable membrane, and if it is separating two solutions, one solution is of greater concentration and the other is of lesser concentration. The solution which has greater concentration has lesser vapor pressure. The solution which has lesser concentration has greater vapor pressure. Okay, right? So always the solvent molecules will flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. इस साइड ज्यादा प्रेशर लग रहा है, इस साइड कम प्रेशर लग रहा है. So net flow will be from higher pressure region to lower pressure region, or lower concentration to higher concentration. Concentration जितना ज्यादा होगा, pressure उतना कम होगा, है कि नहीं? There will be much decrease in the vapor pressure if the concentration of the solute is increasing. Okay. Okay. So ये जो वेपर प्रेशर है किसके ऊपर, ये जो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर है किसके ऊपर डिपेंड होगा? ये लेंथ ऑफ द कॉलम जितना ज्यादा राइज होता है, ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर उतना ज्यादा होगा. ये कब ज्यादा राइज होगा? अगर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कम कितना ज्यादा होगा इस सॉल्यूशन का, कॉन्सेंट्रेशन मतलब कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ द सोल्यूट. More is the concentration of the solute, lesser will be the value of pressure of the solution. So more and more height must be raised. Okay, so pi is directly proportional to concentration. अगर टेम्परेचर ज्यादा है तो ये जो P naught का वैल्यू है वो भी ज्यादा रहेगा. टेम्परेचर इंक्रीजेस वेपर प्रेशर ना, so P naught will be more when temperature is more. So इसको बैलेंस करने के लिए इधर भी हाइट उतना ही ज्यादा राइज होना पड़ेगा. So जब the value of pi, which is nothing but the osmotic pressure, it is directly proportional to concentration as well as directly proportional to T, or that pi is equals to CRT. वही pi, it is also equal to rho GH. This is as per the height of the liquid column raised, but as per the theory, वो जो pi है, it equals to C into R into T. क्योंकि हमको concentration ये सब दिया जाएगा, so we will use CRT. Is this clear? Okay. And हमने रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस करके भी कुछ कहा. रिवर्स ऑस्मोसिस मतलब क्या है? अगर इनिशियली हमको ये जो पीएस है, पीएस के साथ साथ initially we are applying a pressure of rho GH on this particular point. In that case, solvent molecules cannot flow from this point to this point. If you are applying a pressure greater than rho GH, then the solvent molecules will move from the solution side to this solvent side. Okay, that process is called as reverse osmosis. So through the process, what I am doing is I am purifying this particular solution. इस सॉल्यूशन के अंदर कुछ सॉल्यूट पार्टिकल्स है, अगर मैं रोजी हेड से ज्यादा प्रेशर अप्लाई कर रहा हूं तो इसके अंदर जो भी सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स थे ये वहां यहाँ से इस डायरेक्शन में शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं और इस सॉल्वेंट के अंदर शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं. सो आई एम प्यूरिफाइंग दिस. So this particular technique is called as reverse osmosis, which is usually employed in RO filters. RO indicates reverse osmosis. Okay. तो डायग्रामेटिकली थोड़ा शो करता हूं, देखो. Everyone in the lecture?
Yes.
हाँ sir. Okay. 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 Everyone concentrate. Suppose this is a semi-permeable membrane, SPM. This is an inlet. ये एक आउटलेट है. Inside this compartment, you have impure sample. So through this inlet, you are getting impure sample of water. What you are doing is you are applying an external pressure. You are applying an external pressure, and that particular external pressure, okay, that external pressure plus vapor pressure of the solution. क्योंकि यहाँ पे वेपर प्रेशर कुछ तो रहेगा, यहाँ पे if you are having pure water, के लिए you will be having vapor pressure of the solvent or vapor pressure of H2O. So the external pressure combined with vapor pressure of solution must be greater than vapor pressure of H2O. If that is the condition, the solvent molecules will move from impure sample towards the pure H2O. Okay. So what is exactly happening in reverse osmosis? What is happening in reverse osmosis? Movement of solvent from solution of high concentration to solution of low concentration. Is this clear? Okay. अभी हमको क्वेश्चंस में, आप लोग के क्वेश्चंस में 3 टर्म्स दिखता है, which are isotonic, hypotonic, hypertonic. Isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic. Hypo मतलब low, hyper मतलब high. Okay. Hyper मतलब ज्यादा, hypo मतलब low. So hypotonic solution is one which has low concentration. Hypertonic is one which has higher concentration. Isotonic matlab if the concentrations are same. If I'm having two solutions, इसके अंदर solution A है, इसके अंदर solution B है. I'm connecting both of them separated by a semi-permeable membrane. Okay. If the osmotic pressure because of A equals to osmotic pressure because of B, ये कब होगा? If the concentrations are same. If the concentrations are same, the vapor pressure in section A is equal to the vapor pressure in section B. In that case, pi A will be equal to pi B, or the solutions are called as isotonic. Okay, isotonic matlab both the concentrations must be same. pi A equal to pi B होने के लिए क्या होना चाहिए? The osmotic pressures are same. Pi is equals to CRT, na? So it is combination of C and T. So आप लोग in general temperature दोनों का same maintain किया तो then CA will be equal to CB. अगर if you are maintaining two different temperatures, if you are able to maintain two different temperatures, then you need to see for the product CATA. If CATA equals to CBTB, then only pi A will be equal to pi B. Clear? Okay. Next, B. If pi A is less than pi B, pi A is less than pi B, मतलब osmotic pressure generated by solution A is less than the osmotic pressure generated by solution B. In that case, in which direction there will be net flow of solvent molecules? B to A. Pi A is less than pi B. B to A, or this is osmotic pressure. This is not the vapor pressure.
हाँ सर.
This is osmotic pressure. If pi A is less than pi B, मतलब A के वजह से जो osmotic pressure develop हुआ, it is lesser when compared to the osmotic pressure developed because of B. A के वजह से कम develop हुआ का मतलब क्या है? उसका pressure of the solution PA will be greater than PB ना? ये already उसका osmotic, देखो osmotic pressure किस वजह से generate हो रहा है? Because of difference between P0 and PS, right?
हाँ.
If the osmotic pressure of solution A is lesser, मतलब इन दोनों के बीच में जो difference है वो थोड़ा कम है, मतलब pressure of the solution of A is greater when compared to the pressure of the solution of B. Vapor pressure of A is greater than vapor pressure of B. So always the solid molecules will flow from higher pressure region to lower pressure region. Pi A, if it is less than pi B, I can say PA, pressure of the solution A, is greater than PB. ये होगा ना? समझ में आया?
हाँ.
देखो, pi equals to CRT. So if pi is less, ये जो C concentration जो है वो कम होगा. Concentration कम है तो vapor pressure of solution क्या होगा? ज़्यादा ही होगा. Okay. So PA will be greater than PB. So in this case, what will happen? Solvent molecules, don't confuse between osmotic pressure and vapor pressure. Vapor pressure जितना कम होता है, osmotic pressure उतना ज़्यादा करना पड़ेगा. Vapor pressure already ज़्यादा है तो osmosis उतना ज़्यादा नहीं होगा. So osmotic pressure भी उतना develop नहीं होगा. समझ में आया?
हाँ.
Solvent molecules move from A to B. Okay. So in this case, ये जो B है, B है, अगर पाई भी ज्यादा है तो concentration भी क्या होगा? ज्यादा होगा. If it is of higher concentration, it is called as hypertonic. ये जो A है, it is of lower concentration, it is called as hypotonic. Or else, in general, I can say the movement of solvent molecules is from hypotonic solution to hypertonic. It's from hypotonic side to hypertonic side. Can I say this? Hypertonic मतलब more concentration, more pi. Hypotonic मतलब less concentration, less pi. Okay. In general, temperatures equally होता है, so concentration के ऊपर ही हम compare कर रहे हैं. If the temperatures are not same, then you need to include the temperature condition also. Okay, then you need to see for the product C into T. कर सकते हो ना? I hope this is clear.
सोल्यूट कंसंट्रेशन ज्यादा हो तो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा ना?
सोल्यूट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा है तो वेपर प्रेशर कम हो जाएगा, क्योंकि सोल्यूट पार्टिकल्स भी बाहर नहीं जा रहे हैं, सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स को भी बाहर जाने नहीं दे रहे। अगर वेपर प्रेशर कम हो गया तो उसको इक्वेट करने के लिए, इन प्रेशर्स को इक्वेट करने के लिए हमको ज्यादा लेवल बढ़ाना पड़ेगा। ज्यादा लेवल बढ़ाए मतलब वो जो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर है, ऑस्मोसिस ज्यादा होगा, ज्यादा लेवल बढ़ने के लिए ऑस्मोसिस ज्यादा होगा, सो ऑस्मोटिक प्रेशर भी ज्यादा होगा। So more is the concentration of solute, more will be the osmotic pressure, but less will be the vapor pressure. Concentration of solute जितना ज्यादा हो जाएगा, ये vapor pressure कम हो जाएगा। Okay, so pi a is greater than pi b मतलब क्या हुआ? pi a less than दिया ना? pi a less than pi b मतलब इसके अंदर osmotic pressure ज्यादा है, मतलब इसका अंदर solute का concentration ज्यादा है। सोल्यूट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा है तो इस साइड जो वेपर प्रेशर डेवलप हो रहे हैं वो कम है, इस साइड जो वेपर प्रेशर डेवलप हो रहे हैं वो ज्यादा है। जिस साइड प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा उस साइड से मॉलिक्यूल्स फ्लो करेगा। ऑलवेज फ्लो ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स विल बी फ्रॉम हायर प्रेशर रीजन टू लोअर प्रेशर रीजन। ओके, you need to finally concentrate on the pressure. Is this clear? इतना ही क्वेश्चंस में उतना ही आता है आपको। एग्जाम्पल है जो आरबीसी, रेड ब्लड सेल्स, आरबीसीज are isotonic RBCs are isotonic with 0.9% weight by volume NaCl. This 0.9% weight by volume NaCl is called as saline. Okay. So रेड ब्लड सेल्स के अंदर भी वाटर रहेगा ना, एंड ये जो सलाइन सॉल्यूशन है इसके अंदर भी सॉल्वेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स है। रेड ब्लड सेल्स के अंदर भी सॉल्वेंट है, ये सॉल्यूशन के अंदर भी सॉल्वेंट है। So if RBCs are kept in 0.9% weight by volume NaCl, there won't be any net flow of solvent molecules from RBC to this solution or from this solution to RBC. But if RBCs are kept in, ये बताओ आप लोग, if RBCs are kept in solution of concentration greater than 0.9% weight by volume NaCl, तब क्या होगा?
NaCl से आरबीसी में जाए।
सॉरी, ये ग्रेटर देन नहीं, इसके अंदर इसका मतलब क्या है? कैप्टन करके बोला है ना, इसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा है। हाँ ठीक है, ये जो 0.9% वेट बाय इसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा है, इसका मतलब क्या होगा? इसके अंदर वेपर प्रेशर जो है ये कम होगा, कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा है ना। ओके, आरबीसीज के अंदर वेपर प्रेशर अभी ज्यादा है, इसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन जितना ज्यादा हो जाएगा, आइसोटोनिक किस पे? 0.9% वेट बाय वॉल्यूम पे। अगर इससे ज्यादा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन रख रहा हूँ NaCl का, तब क्या होगा? इसका वेपर प्रेशर क्या होगा? घट जाएगा। इफ वेपर प्रेशर डिक्रीजेस, आरबीसीज के अंदर वेपर प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा, so the solvent molecules will flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. So the solvent molecules will flow from cells to this NaCl solution. So what will happen to the red blood cells? In this case, red blood cells will shrink, or another word is shrivel. Okay, shrink हो जाएगा. Suppose if they are kept in a solution of concentration less than 0.9%. तब क्या होगा? और जो RBCs है
They will swell.
they will swell, क्योंकि solvent molecules will flow from NaCl side to RBC. समझ में आया? So RBCs are isotonic with 0.9% weight by volume NaCl. If the concentration of NaCl is increased, the vapor pressure on that particular site got decreased. So the solvent molecules will move from RBC to the NaCl side, which will result in shrinkage of the RBCs. If RBCs are kept in a solution which has lesser concentration when compared to 0.9% weight by volume NaCl, concentration कम हो गया, vapor pressure ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. Vapor pressure ज़्यादा हो गया मतलब उस side से solvent molecules will enter into RBCs. Is this clear? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Applications. NCERT टेक्स्ट बुक में जो एप्लीकेशंस दिया है वो सब आपको पता होना चाहिए. One is formation of pickles, raisins, sprouts. In all these cases, the application is nothing but osmosis. One of the side will be having lower concentration and the other side will be having higher concentration, and the solvent molecules will flow from lower concentration to higher concentration. In case of sprouts, उस particular seed के अंदर जो भी वो जो material है ना उसके अंदर concentration ज़्यादा होगा and बाहर concentration कम होगा, so there will be movement of solvent particles from that lower concentration to the sprout. Okay, as a result वो sprouts जो है they will become वो वही आता है ना उसके अंदर से बाहर कुछ sprouting will happen. Okay. Next, absorption of water by roots of plants. Even in this case, the mechanism is osmosis. Preservation of meat or fruits by spraying salt or sugar solution that prevents the bacteria from growing. आप लोग ये ऑब्जर्व किया होगा अपने घर में, if you want to preserve meat उसके ऊपर salt, we usually put some salt solution, और जो salt solution का concentration क्या होगा, ज्यादा होगा. If the concentration of salt solution is more, the vapor pressure of that particular solution will be less. Okay. Bacteria के cells के अंदर, bacteria के cells के अंदर concentration कम रहेगा when compared to the salt solution. Because of that, the water present inside the bacterial cells will be coming out by osmosis. Okay, क्योंकि उसका vapor pressure ज़्यादा है. So if the water inside the bacterial cells are coming out, the bacteria cannot grow, it will die. Okay, so bacteria replicate नहीं होगा, वो मर जाएगा. And the food don't. Similarly, fruits. Upon fruits, you will apply from sugar solution in order to save those fruits for longer time. Okay. Next, there is a condition called edema, which is the feeling of laziness or puffiness whenever you eat salty food. Salty food खाया तो again वो जो cells है cells का concentration अलग होने की वजह से there will be osmosis. If there is osmosis, that particular those cells will shrink, and that particular feeling is called as edema. Okay. Laziness जैसे लगता है ना अगर ज्यादा salty food खाया तो, that is called as edema. Clear? हमने depression freezing point के लिए application कुछ नहीं लिखा ना. ये जो freezing point के लिए एक application लिखते हैं. In car radiators, we use ethylene glycol. Which is a non-volatile solute. Okay. ये जो ethylene glycol जो है, upon addition of non-volatile solute, what will happen to the freezing point? It will decrease. If the freezing point decreases, it won't be converting into solid. So car radiators जो है वो freeze नहीं होंगे. In cold countries where the temperatures are below 0 degrees, there are high chances for freezing of the radiators. So rather than using pure water, you can mix that with ethylene glycol, which will decrease the freezing point. If the freezing point is decreased, it will still be in the liquid form at lower temperatures. Okay?
हाँ.
दूसरा ये है, आप लोग ये ऑब्जर्व किया होगा, माउंटेन रीजन्स में whenever there is snow on the roads, people usually spray salt. By spraying salt, what will happen? You are adding a non-volatile solute. Upon addition of non-volatile solute, what will happen to the freezing point?
Come on.
It decreases. Because of the decrease of freezing point, वो जो ice है, that will start to melt. Okay? आप लोग कश्मीर या inside गया तो ऋषिकेश, whenever there is ice on the roads and if there is blockage, people usually spray salt. So addition of salt decreases the freezing point and the ice will be converting into liquid, and there will be a clearance of the roads. जल्दी हो जाएगा. वो आके ice नहीं निकालेंगे manually. Just spray some salt. समझा?
हाँ.
Okay. Let us do some questions then. उससे पहले अब तक हम जो भी qualitative properties देखा, which are relative lowering of vapor pressure, एक बार सबका formulas बता देना मुझे. We have seen relative lowering of vapor pressure. We have seen elevation in boiling point, delta TB. We have seen depression in freezing point, delta TF. And finally, we have seen osmotic pressure, pi. Relative lowering of vapor pressure, which is
Mole fraction of solute.
P0 minus PS upon P naught is equals to mole fraction of solute. For very dilute solutions, this is NB upon or mole fraction of solute upon solvent करके लिखूं. हाँ, NS upon moles of solvent ही लिख सकता हूँ ना, because moles of solute are negligible when compared to the moles of solvent. Okay, ये जो moles of solute है, further I can write this as given weight upon molecular weight of solute divided by moles of solvent. Okay, delta TB का formula क्या है? It is KB times molality. KB times molality, and the formula for molality is
Moles of solute.
moles of solute upon
Mass of solvent in kg.
mass of solvent. kg में put करेंगे, which is equal to KB into again weight upon molecular weight upon mass of solvent. डेल्टा TF क्या होगा? सब कुछ सेम है, डायरेक्टली लिख रहा हूं, इक्वल्स टू सम KF into KF, right? Mass of solvent in kg. Pi जो है, pi equal to CRT. What is C? Moles of solute upon volume of solution in liters into RT. Again, which is equal to weight upon molecular weight upon volume in liters into R into T. Okay. एक बार सब लोग ऑब्जर्व करना, सारे फॉर्मूलास में यू आर गेटिंग द मॉलिक्यूलर वेट ऑफ सोल्यूट, राइट? So one of the basic applications of this colligative properties is to get the molecular weights of the unknown solute. Is this clear? Okay. So किसी भी चीज में we are interested in finding the molecular weight of the unknown solute. So सारा questions भी जो आएगा इसके ऊपर, in general the questions are based on what is the molecular weight of that particular solute. Either you can use RLVP or delta TB, delta TF or pi. Okay? Okay. And हर एक चीज में एक बार ऑब्जर्व करना, ये जो colligative properties है, is it directly proportional to molecular weight or inversely proportional to molecular weight? Inversely proportional. So वो वाला पार्ट भी एक बार लिख रहा हूं मैं. Any colligative property Cp is proportional to weight upon molar mass of solute, or I can say the colligative property is inversely proportional to 1 upon molecular weight of solute. So if more is the molecular weight, what will be the value of the colligative property? It will be very less, right? So usually or जो solute से, if it is a polymer, what is a polymer? Which is made by joining lot of monomer units. So what will be the molecular weight of the polymer? Will it be a large value or small value? Large value, right? So for polymers, we usually use the technique of osmotic pressure for finding the molecular weight. क्योंकि osmotic pressure में वो जो concentration है, even though it is less, we are multiplying that with R and T, which are of huge values. Okay? Or else वो जो pi measure करने के लिए we will be measuring some height. there will be osmosis, and there will be some height of the liquid column. Based on that, we can get the osmotic pressure. Whenever you are having or whenever you are trying to see for the delta TB and delta TF, ये values जो होगा बहुत कम रहेगा. So the instruments may not be sensitive for that particular measurement. Okay. Elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point जो है उनका values और usually भी बहुत कम change होगा. Polymers के केस में और भी कम change होगा. Okay. So we use for medium sized molecules delta TB and delta TF. For macromolecules, we use the calculation of pi or measurement of pi. समझा? Important है theoretical question. For macromolecules such as polymers, proteins, etc., osmotic pressure calculation is preferred. Okay. For medium sized molecules, we use delta TB and delta TF. Or you can use the RLVP. Medium molar mass, we use delta TB or delta TF. I hope this is clear to everyone.
Yes.
Okay. हमने पाई का यूनिट्स देखा. एक बार ये पाई कैलकुलेशन में, पाई इज नथिंग बट प्रेशर. सो कैलकुलेशन में आपको यूनिट्स क्या क्या पुट करेंगे एक बार देखते हैं. C जो है कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है तो इट इज मोल पर लीटर. If you want to get the pressure, we need to put the value of R in atmosphere liter per
Mole.
Okay. Don't put that in joule. Atmosphere liter per mole Kelvin put किया तो mole और mole cancel होगा, liter cancel होगा, temperature में Kelvin आएगा, Kelvin cancel होगा, you will be left with atmospheres. Clear? Okay. Okay, so let's do some questions, everyone. Calculate the osmotic pressure. In pascals, exerted by a solution, prepared by dissolving one gram of polymer of mass 1,85,000 mu in 450 ml of water at 37 degrees C. In 450 ml of water at 37 degrees C. देखो कैलकुलेट करके बताओ. And let us observe the value of that particular pi. Pi is equals to CRT. You can apply direct formula CRT. First, calculate the value in terms of atmospheres. If you want to convert that into pascals, you can multiply that with 10 power 5. Okay, calculate. कैलकुलेट किया क्या?
30.95.
नंबर ऑफ मोल्स कितना है? 1 डिवाइडेड बाय 185,000. मोलारिटी चाहिए ना हमें. C इक्वल टू moles upon volume in liters 450 into 10 raised to minus 3, which equals to, वो कट हो जाएगा ना 3 zeros, 185 into 450. So pi equals to C into R into T, which equals to 1 upon 185 into 450 into 0.0821 को 1/12 भी लिख सकते हैं ना, into temperature is 310. इतना एटमॉस्फेयर्स में है. ये जो वैल्यू है, आई थिंक दिस इज 0.054 डिवाइडेड बाय 185 एटमॉस्फेयर्स. ओके, इसके करस्पॉन्डिंग अगर आप लोग लेवल ऑफ वाटर का राइज देखा तो दिस इज 1 एटमॉस्फेयर मतलब 760 mm ऑफ Hg ना, वो Hg है. ओके, अभी इस केस में वाटर है ना, वाटर या उस पर्टिकुलर सॉल्यूशन राइज हो रहे हैं, उस पर्टिकुलर सॉल्यूशन का डेंसिटी के ऊपर डिपेंड होगा. मर्क्यूरी इज द मोस्ट डेंसेस्ट वन. ओके, मर्क्यूरी अगर ले रहे तो मर्क्यूरी के हिसाब से कैलकुलेशन किया तो आप लोग को 0.2 मिलीमीटर आएगा. यूजुअल वाटर इज, mercury is 13 times denser. Okay, so density of water is 1 and density of mercury is 13.6. so जो solution है उसका density water के आसपास में ही माना, suppose 2 माना. Okay, so it is not 13 times, suppose 6 times हो जाएगा. so 0.22 into 6 मतलब some 1 millimeter raise हो रहा है, या 1.2 या 1.5 millimeters raise हो रहा है. Okay, that polymer के वजह से the amount that got raised is only some 1 millimeters or 2 millimeters, which is very very less. Okay, and but that can be measured. But if you are trying to measure delta TB and delta TF, इसी particular case में try to calculate the value of delta TB. KF into molality करके करना पड़ेगा ना, molality का आप लोग calculate करो. The value of delta TB and delta TF which we will get is very very less. Okay, so you need to have highly sensitive instruments in order to measure that particular change of depression in freezing point or elevation in boiling point. So osmotic pressure calculation will be suitable for measuring the molecular weights of polymers. Okay, clear? I hope this is clear. इसका आप लोग को पास्कल्स में कन्वर्ट करना है तो this will be equal to 0.054 divided by 185 into 10 power 5 pascals. Exact चाहिए तो 1.01325 into 10 power 5. Okay. Okay. Next question. मैं क्वेश्चन लिखता हूँ, आप लोग करो. आंसर
80.
कितना?
80.
80. इंसुलिन इज अ मैक्रोमोलिक्यूल, बहुत ज्यादा आएगा मॉलिक्यूलर वेट.
8,000.
8,000 इज क्लोज, मे बी कैलकुलेशन की वजह से कुछ आया होगा. 6,000 आंसर. इट इज क्लोज टू 6,000. Pi equal to CRT, you need to put the value of pi in atmospheres. हमको 1 atmosphere equals to 760 mm of Hg ये पता है. So 12.5 mm of Hg कितना atmospheres होगा? It is nothing but 12.5 divided by 760. This must be equal to concentration C. C कितना होगा? 20 into 10 milligrams है. 10 power minus 3 grams divided by molecular weight into 5 ml ना. 5 into 10 power minus 3 liters में होगा, right? R is 1/12. Temperature is 300 Kelvin. If you solve this, 10 power minus 3, 10 power minus 3 cancel हो जाएगा. 5 ones, 5 fours, 4 ones, 4 threes, 3 ones, 3 hundreds. Okay. So weight क्या हो गया? It is 100 into 760 divided by 12.5. This is almost equal to 5,990 AMU. 80 नहीं है, 6,000 है. It is 6,000 AMU. Okay. Any doubt? Calculation में कुछ doubt? Next question. At 300 Kelvin, 36 gram of glucose present in a liter of its solution has an osmotic pressure of 4.98 bar. If the osmotic pressure is 1.52 bar at same temperature, find its concentration. Find its concentration. ये तो आसान है, जल्दी करके बताओ. Direct formula application. Pi equals to CRT. If temperature is same, pi 1 upon pi 2 equals to C1 upon C2. So जो C2 है, it equals to C1 pi 2 upon pi 1, which equals to concentration आपको फाइंड करना पड़ेगा 36 grams of glucose present in a liter of its solution. So concentration क्या होगा? (36 divided by 180 divided by volume in liters 1 liter into pi 2 कितना है 1.52, pi 1 कितना है 4.98. So get the value of C2. C2 is 0.061 molar. इतना आना चाहिए आपको. Concentration is moles upon volume in liters. 36 divided by 180 upon 1 liter of its solution divided by 1. Any doubt? Any doubt? Anyone?
नहीं.
Okay. Shall we go to the next section then? Last section, which is Van 't Hoff factor. अगर इस चैप्टर से अगर क्वेश्चन आया है तो इस पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन से आने का चांसेस ज्यादा है. Van 't Hoff factor, which tells us the deviation in the colligative property. Deviation in the colligative property मतलब whenever you are, देखो ये जो colligative property है सबसे पहले इसका theory समझो. The colligative property is one which depends only on the number of solute particles but not on the nature of them. If you are adding non-electrolyte, the number of solute particles which you are adding, suppose X add किया तो solution के अंदर भी वो X ही रहेंगे. But if you are adding an electrolyte, suppose मान लेते हो electrolyte, it can split into two different ions. Okay? In the ratio 1:1. दो ions बन सकता है 1:1 NaCl जैसे मान लो. So if you are adding X molecules of NaCl, you will be getting 2X molecules of NaCl, Na positive and Cl minus total. Okay? So the total particles in the solution becomes 2X. Before addition, the total particles are X NaCl units. So add करने के बाद 2X हो गया ना. And the colligative property is directly proportional. यहाँ पे देखो सारा formulas में the colligative property is directly proportional to the number of moles of solute. यहाँ पे भी. So जितना ज्यादा moles रहेंगे solute का उतना ज्यादा variation होगा colligative property का. Okay. Whenever you are calculating, you need to account for the number of particles that are obtained, but not the concentration of the solute. समझ में आ रहा है? Is this clear? So there will be a deviation in the colligative property if you are applying only the formula. You need to do some correction in the formula in order to get the exact value of the change in colligative property. मतलब क्या है? एक बार सभी लोग. From the formulas, can I say the colligative property Cp is directly proportional to moles of solute? और simply मैं यहाँ पे moles करके indicate कर रहा हूँ. The colligative property is directly proportional to moles, which is moles of the solute. Is this clear?
हाँ.
Okay. जो हम फॉर्मूला के साथ मेजर करते हैं, that colligative property is proportional to initial moles, मतलब which you are actually adding. But actual variation किस वजह से आ रहा है? Because of the total number of particles present in the system, that is after dissociation or after association. There can be association as well. Molecules के बीच में hydrogen bonding होके दो molecules साथ में रह सकता है. In that case, what is happening to the total particles? Total number of particles are getting decreased. So what will happen to the variation of the colligative property? जितना हम डेल्टा टी भी एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं उतना नहीं आएगा, उससे कम ही आएगा. समझ में आ रहा है? So colligative property इसको भी मैं इनिशियल करके मार्क कर रहा हूं, which we will be calculating as per our formula. Colligative property final मतलब जो एक्चुअल में आएगा वेरिएशन डेल्टा टी बी डेल्टा टी एफ, वो किस वजह से आएगा? Because of the final number of solute particles or final number of moles of the particles. समझ में आ रहा है? So we will define a factor called Bantoff factor I, which is nothing but Cp final मतलब the actual value divided by Cp initial. Cp initial मतलब which is calculating as per theory. Okay, नहीं तो यहाँ पे लिख रहा हूं मैं. Initial मतलब क्या है? This is the calculated one. या जो हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं ऐसा इतना आना चाहिए. फाइनल मतलब क्या है? Which is the observed one. Okay, which is the actual variation. Actual delta TB या actual delta TF. समझ में आया?
हाँ.
तो I को मैं और आपको अच्छे से लिखना है तो I is nothing but colligative property actual जो असली में आ रहा है divided by colligative property calculated, or else what we are interested in is we need to get the actual value of colligative property. If you want to get the actual value, you need to multiply that with I simply, और कुछ नहीं. I into Cp calculated. Okay, or else the final formulas will become delta TB actual. क्या होगा? It will be I into delta TB calculated, which is what is the delta TB calculated? What is the formula?
AB into molar.
Kb into m.
2m.
Into molality. बस इतना ही. So similarly, what will be delta TF?
I into kf into m.
So सारे formulas में हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा?
I से multiply.
I से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. सिमिलरली RLVP क्या हो जाएगा? I into
Molar
mole
ex-
fraction of solute. Okay, what will be pi? I times CRT. So change का किस में आया? The only change is you are multiplying that with I. I hope this is clear.
हाँ.
So in order to get the value of I, करना क्या पड़ेगा फिर? What is I then? आपको I कैलकुलेट किया तो हो गया. What will be I? I equal to Cp final divided by Cp initial करके लिखा है ना. ये जो Cp final है, it is proportional to final number of moles. Cp initial is proportional to initial number of moles taken. So what will be I equal to?
n final upon n initial.
बस इतना ही. And final upon and initial. Okay,
हाँ
I hope this is clear. इसी को मैं RLBP को I into mole fraction of solute, sorry, solute upon moles of solvent, provided it is very
Dilute.
dilute. Okay, in fact ये जो सारे colligative properties है, they are dilute solutions. So if it is a colligative property RLBP, then I can say I into NB upon NA. Okay, so finally आपको calculate करना क्या है? You need to get the value of I, which is nothing but N final upon N initial. So if you are adding 1 mole of NaCl, what will be the value of I?
2.
2, क्योंकि तो 1 mole से 2 moles आ रहा है, 2 by 1 it is 2. So जो हम expect करते हैं that is because of n moles, but actual value 2n moles की वजह से आएगा. So 2 से multiply किया तो आ जाएगा आंसर, और कुछ नहीं, इतना ही. हमको दिक्कत कब आएगा? If all of the moles which I am dissolving are not dissociated, there is some degree of dissociation alpha. Only some amount is getting dissociated, some amount is not getting dissociated. So उस context में हमको कैसे करना है? We will be seeing that in the next lecture. Okay, so the basic idea is you just need to multiply all of the colligative properties with the value of I in order to get the exact value in case of electrolytes. ये electrolyte के केस में ही ये है. Non electrolyte है तो जितना हम डालते हैं उतना ही रहेगा. No need to worry at all. समझ में आया?
हाँ
Okay, we will do the analysis of this and questions भी कैसे आएंगे. We will look in the next lecture. So next lecture will be our last for solutions and colligative properties. Thank you.